What if the good guys don't always win? Well, today we are going to be looking at a situation like this in the newest episode of the series. So make sure to show your support and let's begin. One of the biggest things and biggest questions you probably might have had after the last episode, World War One, or I believe I called it the second Great War or something along those lines, but it's probably the rankings. And as you can see, this is like the old version, but we probably need to update this. And here's the updated map, but before we get into this, I just took a lot of time finishing the province map for now, so every single province, or every single piece of land here is in a province, so that is very helpful. I mean, like everywhere, you can check everywhere, like down here, up to here, they're all in a province, so this will help later on. But yeah, back to the rankings. So first here, we got the Peach team at first, and then the Mediterranean team at second. The Mediterranean team is a little bit unstable right now because they just used a lot of resources on the war. Same with the yellow team right here. It was pretty much a standstill too, so that's like even the worst part about it. But so that's first, second. Over here, the purple team is at third. So yeah, nothing really changed there. I think they went up one though. And then the other purple team was out fourth. So that does happen. Fifth goes to the blue team. Yeah, they rose a lot, but there's really no one to fill in the gap. The first, second, third, and fourth, there's a really big gap between there and then fifth. Then we got sixth of the yellow team. Seventh, I believe, is the red team. To eighth, being this dark blue team, I forget what we call it. The light red team at ninth, and right now their economy is in shambles because they had to pay a lot of debt. They have a lot of debt to pay off, especially like after the war. They had a ton of debt, so that's still there and that's haunting them. But 10th we have Korea, and 11th China. So they each went up. They kind of switched spots. So Korea went from 12th to 10th, and China went from 11th to 11th. So I don't think anything changed there. But let's see. 12th is okay. 12th is the Dark Sign team. 13th is the Lime team. 14th is the Purple team. And we leave this area. We go to 15th, which is Australia. They're all really close together. And Australia is like basically the same as all these guys. It's just these guys are a little bit different. 16th is the Orange team, followed by 17th, being the Purple team down here. 18th being this Maroon team. 19th being the Dark Red team, and then 20th being the Light Pink team, who collapsed after the war. And those are the rankings. And there's a lot of stuff I said that we were going to do last episode, so let's get started on that. And one of which is the downfall of colonies. And yeah, these have been around for a while at this point. But yeah, they're slowly going to start going away. And we actually have the first colonial empire falling. And this is of the green team. And they have an interesting thing of what they're going to do. And yeah, they're just like, they don't have enough power to hold on to this at all. It's like 10 times their size. So they're going to sell this one province right here to the red team. So at this point, their colonial empire is very big. So spans all the way like that, because also they have over here. But the rest, they're going to give away to the purple team right here. The one down here, not this one. So there's a difference there. But you know, they had to do what they had to do. I mean, look how tiny they are. But they are going to be repaid as they had a plan, and that is that they're going to help invade this country for them, because they had a deal where they give them that, and they take over this country, and it becomes the green team. So yeah, just like that. That's exactly what we see happening as fully becomes the green team. And there's a lot of unrest here, but at least they have a colony. So the first kind of fall of the empire, but they kind of went back up. But sad news for the green team. As I know I just gave them this colony, but yeah, they've already lost it. It's already back into its own thing. it's like semi-autonomous. They have to like pay off a lot of debt. It's weird. It's kind of weird how it works. I know I kind of did that for nothing, but you know, it happened. So we don't want to forget that kind of stuff. So the green team is officially not a colonial empire, so that changes some stuff. And we're going to start seeing a lot more, especially next episode, and potentially a little bit more this episode. Next, we do have a war. And this is a revolutionary war between, not revolutionary, but a rebellion. That's occurring in the light red team. Anyway. And it occurs over here in their farthest reaching points, where the citizens feel like they should have their own thing. And it doesn't fully look like this. This, as they have really just taken over these areas, but they are going to start to implement some of these areas into their little rebellion country kind of thing, to where they just kind of invaded out into this area. The Light Red team, though, they're still very strong. They're not going down without a fight, of course. So they're going to keep fighting it up. But some outside powers, one of which being Australia, which goes over to the Continental Pact, and they're like, we can't allow this. So they do that. They're like, blah 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 blah, doing all the stuff, and they come to an agreement, and they say, look, you gotta give these guys their independence. And they're like, but we don't want to. And they're like, how about this? We'll let you have some of your land over here back. And the pink team's like, what? But it happens. So, you know, let's get to the peace treaty. Here's kind of what happens. So we see the light red team taking all this area right here back. And these guys get their independence as well as that land right there. But the light red team also takes these little pieces of land over here. So it was not the fairest, but you know, these guys were happy with it. And the guys down here, well, it was never a real intention to stay. There were like two main groups here. And the northern one just joins the light blue team here. And the southern one, they, I want to say they would join these guys right here. Yeah, that's about right. Because I don't think they'd be able to run their own country on their own. I mean, there was one major city there, so yeah. But they end up getting taken over by these countries, so the light red team is a little bit mad about that. But it's fine because they're a little bit more centered now because they have some more land over here, I guess. But yeah, now we need to move on to some other more important stuff. And one of these is the alliance layer. As we can see, there's only really like the one major alliance over here. Because what's going on with this one? Well, first of all, after the war ended, the light pink team left. They were in shambles. Their government got replaced again. So yeah, they left. The orange team, of course, left. Their government's new. The cyan team is gone, so they can't be in it. I only got these three other members. Now these two, they're going to keep the alliance and they're going to kind of rebrand it. The pink one over here is going to leave because they got no point. So now they're just up here now. And then there's this big one over here, which doesn't quite look like this. As a lot more countries have joined, some being this orange team right here, and so that's one of them. What was the other one? This red team over here, as well as this maroon team, that old country. This pink team joins too, after a long time of like whatever they had to do to get in. And then this peach team over here will get in. But the only other interesting thing happens, this is like the Atlantic Pact, Atlantic Pact. This is the Atlantic Pact. So they do allow this country right here to join, because it's also a colonial member. But they are about to accept this pink team, this purple team right here, which wasn't really a colonial thing, because all the other countries were spread out from colonial, stuff or whatever. So that's interesting. But yeah, now we're done with the alliance layer, as we need to look at the Continental Pact, as this is looking a little bit different. So this is technically what it's looking like after the war. The pink team, light pink team over here joins, and the hot pink team. This little guy right here, he leaves because they kind of just attacked him. So yeah, he had already left though. And then most interestingly enough, the two over here, they're on the process of leaving, kind of like, you know, like Brexit or whatever. But they're staying in for now because it wouldn't be a continental alliance without it, besides for, like, the colonies. But yeah, that's really all the changes to that layer. So I know we're just kind of going through the layers there. But now let's get into some more interesting stuff for real this time. And there's the Lime team here, who is I would say the true successor of the Australian country who is down here. He is gonna go on. They are gonna go on an expansionist conquest, and they're attacking the blue team over here because their leader traveled to the capital of this country, and there's like this really big statue of the current leader there, and he said it looked ugly. Yeah, that's literally it. He said the statue of the leader looked ugly, so they went to war, and yeah, it's gone from the map. But that is not all, because they are also deciding to attack the gold team so that they can get some land. Specifically, they want these provinces right here. So they go in and they take the land they want, which is this. Well, they don't necessarily leave, because they march into the capital as well. Now, at this point, the pink team over here is getting kind of tired of this, and they don't want to be next. So they're going to launch a surprise invasion of the South African team, and it goes very well, as they're able to capture most of this new land or whatever, and move into this area where the gold team can recuperate and get some of this. But of course, this front line was developing the whole time, and of course, the Lime team is not going down without a fight. The Lime team is way stronger. I'm going to say way stronger, but probably a little bit weaker than both the two combined. But they already had their forces kind of mobilized, so it was way easier to do this. And they will capture the gold team's capital again, with some surrenders around, with some troops surrendering around it, and even venturing out into their own country here, and into the pink team, which I probably shouldn't have done, because that opens up more front lines and all this stuff. But they did it anyway. So this is what it's looking like right now. And the pink team is now setting up like a solid front line right here. And now they're focusing on the gold team. So they're sending a lot of troops in through the gold team. And they do capture the capital back for like the third time. But they're also just pouring a lot of troops into here. And it turns out the pink team was being funded by the purple team up here, which makes these guys, the South Australians, incredibly mad. So what they're going to do? Nothing really. They're actually going to go over to the dark red team and ask them for support, which they will give. So this is kind of like a phony war. What do you call it? Yeah, phony war over here, or a foxy war. I don't know what they call it. I got no clue. I forget. But yeah, they're kind of doing one of those down here now, which is kind of strange. But you know, it's going good for the Lime team now, as they've gotten more forces in here. And this is like the major city map, and they're about to reach this one. But of course, they won't, because they don't have that much plot armor. But they are able to capture this major city. That is until the pink team will, of course, move their forces in here, and then they'll like lose some land here and here. It's always just kind of back and forth until it kind of stabilizes around here. And around this point, they're going to kind of agree on like white peace, but kind of differently. And it sort of goes like this, to where the Lime team, who took full control over their province over here back, and as well as these other two provinces right here, that's what they're going to get back. And of course, they will get back these areas right here, and the pink team will take over that land, giving this land back to the Lime team. So it looks something like this, but these borders look horrendous. So you know what? the dark blue team is going to pop back out of here. But they're going to be bigger this time. And the lime team realizes they probably can't hold on to this. So they're going to let it go. But they're going to... Okay, first of all, this province is theirs. So, yeah, they get all that province under the peace treaty. And this guy is allowed to live on his own now. And he actually got bigger through that. So, kind of a traumatic experience for them, but, you know, you double your land size. So, you should be happy about that. And then, after this happens, they're going to be like, look, I just lost all my land. And they're going to be like, fine, you can have this province. Which looks like this. But, this totally is not me trying to change the borders to fit what actually happened. And yeah, it looks like this now. So there's the South Australian, South African update of the day. And now we need to look at one more region. Being the old Cyan team. There's like all this area, like the old Cyan team. And they're all kind of chill. Besides for the gold team up here. Their leader is kind of strange, and a lot of background checks are done on him because they want to make sure all their leaders are great. And eventually, it is found out that he is the son of the old Dark Cyan team's leader who did all that stuff, because that happened in his whole lifetime. And so after that's found out, of course they're not going to be happy. So they're going to try to find him, and they're going to either try to send him to court, or they're just going to try to kill him. So when this happens, the dude is going to go on a ship journey way up to here, and, well, no one knows where he goes. They lose him about in the middle of here. They don't know if he went into the African area over here, or if he went up into the European area up here. So they lose him, and it's very bad. There's a very big reward. It's like $1 million in today's money, USD. So yeah, it's very big, and a lot of people go out looking for him, especially from these two countries, who weren't exactly loyal to him when it happened. But they will not find him, and about a month later, kind of gives up the bounty. Bounty's still there, but it's kind of forgotten about. And yeah. So they get a new leader into the office, one that actually suits their values better. And yeah, that's it for that area. So that was a nice trip. But moving down to Australia, they have decided that they want to expand. But where? No, they're not expanding to someone else's territory. They're actually just expanding down here to the south. And you know, that makes their borders actually look better. And I know this video was uneventful, but the video's over now. So I hope you enjoyed. Show support. But it actually isn't over, because there's going to be hopefully a cinematic after this. So hopefully you're not disappointed, and there actually is a cinematic after this. But I guess I'll see you in that cinematic. Bye. We made it. The holy text in all its glory.